Hello students, welcome back to the SATM online learning platform. I Kirti Sharma, working as an assistant professor in St. Andrews Institute of Technology and Management Gurugram. Today in the lecture series of design and analysis of algorithms, we will discuss the backtracking topic. So according to your syllabus in unit 3, there are two concepts to discuss: backtracking and branch and bound. So first we will discuss backtracking. Under the backtracking, there are some applications that are like Hamiltonian circuit problem, Hamiltonian circuit problem, graph coloring problem, and for queens problem, like n queens problems. So we will discuss all the problems as an application of backtracking one by one. So let's start with the introductory part of the backtracking. What exactly backtracking is? So backtracking is an algorithmic method to to solve a problem with an additional way. Like previously we have discussed, dynamic programming, greedy approach are the optimization techniques, right? But backtracking is a like in previous approaches what we have discussed, we have to select out the best one. That means optimized one. Either it's minimized in the minimization form or maximization form, but we have to find out the optimization like solution for the optimization problem. But here we have to like collect all the possible solution, all the optimized solution. So it's a possible combination to solve an optimization problem. Here we need, like in is backtracking is needed to find all the possible combination in order to solve the optimization problem. So backtracking is a systematic way of trying out like different sequences of decisions until we find out the one that works. So all the solutions we need to track, so all the decisions we have to take regarding a problem, until and unless we got to like find one that works perfectly. So we have a figure here, like in this diagram there is a starting point here, that is the root node, you can say. If you design the like in this manner a tree, or horizontally or vertically, it's up to you. Like it's also a kind of tree here, with the root start is as the root node, and non like there are leaf nodes and non-leaf nodes here. Non-leaf nodes are the internal nodes here, right? Non-leaf nodes are the internal nodes that are the behaving as a parent of one or more than one children. And each node in the tree other than the root node has exactly one parent, because root node is don't have any parent node here, right? So but except root node, every node is having is behaving as a parent node or root, exactly one, like having the exactly one parent only, right? So there are dead ends, did like here successful solution of like you have finded the solution for the problem. So we will discuss each and every term one by one in this introductory part itself. So here generally we draw our three downwards, as I already mentioned to you. Like here in this particular backtracking concept, you can also write it in the top down approach, but here I'm taking it into the horizontally approach. So a tree is composed of the nodes. Here the one is a root node, that one green color is indicating the root node, and internal nodes, this pink color is indicating the internal nodes, and the orange, this one color is indicating the leaf nodes. So this is an example to find out like what is the which one is the root node, internal node, leaf nodes, and how they will work further. So backtracking can be understand as a searching a tree for a particular goal, leaf node. So backtracking is undoubtedly quite simple. We explore each node as follows. First thing that we have to focus here, to explore the node n number of nodes. First step that we have to take care, if we have to check is that n is a goal node or not. If yes, then return it successful. Right, you have done your work successfully. If it is not the goal node, then what you have to do next, if n is a, you have to check it, is it a leaf node or not. If it is a leaf node, then it's a failure. For each child c of n, like each children of every parent node, you have to explore the c. if any c is getting, like any child node is getting as a successful, you're getting the goal node there, then return the success, otherwise it's failure. So backtracking algorithm determines the solutions by systematically searching the solution space. So for the problem we have a tree structure solution space, that is where, like we already know backtracking follows the depth first search. There are two uh, searching processes that we know already: depth first search and breadth first search. Depth first search trace all the nodes from top to bottom direction, and breadth first search left to right direction. So backtracking concept depends on the depth first search, and the branch and bound concept depends on the breadth search. So here we are like discussing the backtracking. So this particular concept is depends on the depth first search. So with some bounding functions are there. So some bounding functions are there. So state space is there, in which we will find all the possible solution that are possible for the problem, in which we will apply some bounding function or some constraint, set of constraint, you can say set of constraint is a condition, some condition we will apply, and those constraints may be your explicit or implicit. On the basis of the constant, then now we need to find out the possible solutions among all the solutions which are satisfying the constraint. So two types of the constraint that may exist: explicit constraint and implicit constraint. Explicit constraints are ruled which restrict each vector element to be chosen from given set, and implicit is determined like each and every time uh, each of the tuples in the solution space they are coming into the existence, and with the help of function or bounded function or some criteria, by satisfying some conditions, they're trying to create the solution space of a problem. With that are the implicit constant, like 8 coin problem that we will discuss in the upcoming lecture also. 8 coin problem where we need to, like we need to insert, or we need to find the place for 8 queens on a chessboard. So there will be some rules and constraints to insert those queens. But in the explicit, what is the explicit? If we have some xy values, like x is equals to 0 starting point, and it will be like greater than 0 and less than equals to 10. So here we are like mn values you can take. We are restricting explicitly, we are restricting the element whatever we are using with the help of some external vectors or elements. So like this, if x is a variable, and we are going to just restrict it with the help of some external variables mn, and initializing some value of it. So explicit constraint and implicit constraint, every tuple whatever is a possible solution, they are comparing the solution set in the solution set with each other. They are doing the comparison, then whatever is the possible solution there, then after that all the possible solutions, after applying the uh, restriction or constraint on the solution space, whatever we are getting, that will be the solution for the problem. So these two types of constraint that we can apply. So next is our Hamiltonian circuit problem, that is an application of the backtracking. So here in what it is happening here, we have to find out, like there is a graph which consists of some vertices and edges, in which we have to find the Hamiltonian circuit, where we have to find the Hamiltonian cycle using the backtracking approach. So we have to start our search for any arbitrary vertex, say A. From any vertex you can start, and we have to find out, like it will become the root of our implicit tree. Implicit means inside, like whatever is there comparison or restriction inside the solution space only. In explicit, outsiding variables or factors affecting the solution space, right? So first we need to take any random vertex, and from there we need to find out the partial solution which intermediate vertex for the Hamiltonian cycle that is to be constructed. So next point is you need to find the adjacent vertices in some order. You have to select the adjacent vertices. If any arbitrary vertex makes a cycle with the any of the vertex, then the first vertex that we have taken as arbitrary vertex, that will be considered as a like you have reached up to the dead end. So in this case, backtracking is a one step, and again search begins by selecting another vertex and backtrack the element from partial solution. In like partial solution must be removed, you have to backtrack. Then after that, like if your search using the backtracking is successfully full, if Hamiltonian cycle is obtained, otherwise it will unsuccessful. So there is a main motive to find out the Hamiltonian cycle in the graph with the help of backtracking procedure. And let's start with by taking an example tied to an I'm discussing here, I'm taking an example here to give you the better clarity. So this is an example in order to find out the Hamiltonian circuit. We're using the backtracking method. This is a graph, right? So first step, that you have to take a random vertex. So I have taken here A as a random vertex as a root here. First step. Next step, we have to find the adjacent of A. Which are the adjacent of A? B, C, D. B, C, D are the adjacent of A that I have taken here. Next step that we need to take here, what are the adjacent of B? Adjacent of B are B, B and E. A is we have already covered. The main rule of the Hamiltonian cycle is you have to traverse Hamiltonian graph. In Hamiltonian graph, you have to cover each and every vertex. The main theme is first point you have to cover all the vertex. Second point, without repeating any of the vertex. So once all the vertices you have to visit once. Now it looks seems as like that the TSP traveling salesman problem, right? Because there also we have to do the same functionality, like you have to trace each and every vertex only once, and after that at last you have to come back to the uh, initial stage only, initial vertex only. Why is it so here in the Hamiltonian? Because from where you are starting, and after that same way you are coming back to the same vertex from where you have started. That means that is the main thing of, regarding the cycle na? So if this is the possible to start from the one vertex, and after covering all the vertices in a graph, you are coming back to the same vertex, that means cycle exists there. That is the main theme, right? So you have to like take care of this thing, and you don't have to repeat any of the edge here. So A, B, C, D we have covered already. Now we are taking the B. So B is having the adjacent as a C and D. A we have already covered, no need to trace it out again. So what we have done here, C and E we have portrayed it. Okay. So next step, what will be our next step about the C? So what is the C here? C adjacent A already covered, B already covered. Now what we have next? D and E. So adjacent of C is D and E here, right? So we are just trying to explore the nodes here in the tree. So what will be the next step? We have done with this. Now we are on the D. We are having the D as a step next to. So D is having the adjacent vertices E and F here. So we have put it here like we have explored these nodes D with the E and F here, right? So what will be the next thing here? What is next here? E and F here we are having here. If we explore further E is having the F further. Other leftover vertices we have already covered. If we will traverse, like I have put it down, like E is expanding the F here. Why it is that getting here? Same thing. If we are exploring E with DE, now it's time to backtrack actually. So we explored all these things. Now we are getting to backtrack here. So this will be your dead end, and you have to come here at the E. So now E, is there having anything else that E having? Yes. From E you can also go from C, B, D, all the connected vertices. I have put it here with the help of like E is connected with which one of the vertices. F already dead end. Now we have the C, B, D. Of course they have already covered, so that is the reason all these are considered as a dead end. So completely this particular part E will also become the dead end, because whatever is adjacent are there of E, this are not possible to further proceed by, because F is having the cycle here, that's why it's rejected. So dead end is there. C, B, D we have already covered, that's why we can't repeat them. So dead end is there. So for E there is a dead end, you cannot explore this node further in order to give the solution. So next what you have to do, backtrack to the D. So backtrack to the D, what we are finding here, D is having the F, right? So we have to explore the F here. What are the possibilities here for the F? D and E. Now there is also problem, D and E both are already covered here in this tree. That's why it's a dead end, right? Why we are doing this thing? Actually our main purpose is to find out the Hamiltonian cycle. Is there any Hamiltonian cycle exist in this graph or not, right? So if we are, wherever we are getting the Hamiltonian cycle, we are just doing the backtrack in order to give the solution, right? So if it is creating any cycle, just do the backtrack. If it is repeating, then do the backtrack. This is not the perfect solution. Again and again we are doing the backtracking here, right? So this will become the dead end here. Now again you have to backtrack over here. So what we will get here, this will also become the dead end here. D, completely D is become here dead end. Like E already traversed, this is dead end, this is also dead end. That means this complete D is become dead end. No need to write these things here, right? So this D is becoming dead end here. So now what we have here, C. What is the explored node here with respect to the C? E. So now how we can explore the E node here? Whatever is connected with the E, we have to put it down here. Like E is having the F as a node, F and D connected adjacent nodes. So F is, if we will further explore the F, whatever is the possible exploration possible for the F or adjacent having the F, we have to write over here all the solution. We have to first mention, then after we have to find like is it a dead node or not. Yes, now I'm getting over here what, D and E. After exploring it further, what we are getting here, A. That means after, why we are just doing the backtracking, because we were not able to going to the, after covering all the vertices to the starting initial vertex. We have covered all the vertex from in the previous tree also, but there is a need of backtrack. Why is it so? Because we were not able to go to the starting vertex itself. After covering all the vertices, it is mandatory to go to the starting vertex, right, in order to find out the cycle, right? So that's the reason we are again and again just doing the backtracking in order to reach up to the initial state or initial vertex itself after covering all the vertices. So now after covering this particular solution, at last we are getting the A solution, A vertex, that will be the solution. So now we have to stop over here. What will be the path here that you can traverse? From A you are starting, A to B we have to move, then B to C we have to move, C to E we have to move, then E to F, F to D, D to A. Each and every vertex, this particular path is showing here. What it is showing here, you are covering each and every vertex once only, and at last you are reaching up to the starting index itself. That means it's a successful search. That means we have successfully find that there exists the Hamiltonian cycle in this particular graph. So our search is successful. Here we have, our main target was to find out the Hamiltonian circuit. Is it exist here or not? So we have randomly started from, I'm repeating the complete process here. I've started we have started with the starting vertex, any of the vertex from where you can start in the graph, and you have to cover each and every vertex. So each and every possibility you have to cover, and after that you have to check it out. Is it possible to come back after to come back to the initial node after covering all the vertices at most once? So if it is possible, then this one is the creating the Hamiltonian circuit. That means we have successfully generated the one Hamiltonian circuit here in this particular graph. So first, that target is to write all the possible solution node by node by taking the adjacent. No need to take care of it's repeating or not repeating. You have to take all the possible solution. After that you have to limit you have to filter it out with the help of some conditions that you are applying. I have applied here, no one had to repeat. If it is repeated, then it's a dead node and dead end. And if it so each and every time we have to do the cross check, is it there possible? If it is not possible to go back like go to the initial node after covering the each and every vertex, that it also be considered as a dead vertex, as we have already know, like we have covered all the vertices here, but what we find at the last, we cannot go from F to A. That means it's not creating the Hamiltonian. That's why I need to backtrack each and every time we are checking for the Hamiltonian circuit. If it is not existing, then we are doing the backtracking here, right? So it was all about the Hamiltonian circuit problem. So with the help of backtracking, how we can find out the Hamiltonian circuit algorithm of this particular problem, you can write it in on your words like point 1, point 2, and so on. So whatever we have discussed, you can write in algorithm in the points itself. Whatever we have discussed into the, like you can use the English language itself. You can write each and every step one by one by taking the example itself, right? So I hope it is clear to all the concept of backtracking with the problem that we have taken. In the next lecture, we will discuss graph coloring problem, a N-Queen's problem. So stay tuned with the lecture series. We will discuss the remaining topics in the next lecture. So thank you. Have a nice day.